Welcome everyone. So I want to do a little introduction and go into our presentation. So hello everyone, welcome. My name is Sunita Coe. I am the Administrative Analyst in the Office of Student Engagement. I will be your host for today's Concentration Networking Mixer. This session will cover the Human Resources and Organizational Behaviors concentration. Today you'll hear from Dr. Jessica Bagger, who is our Department Chair for Management and Organizations. Our faculty members Sharon Gardner, Sargam Garg, and Ryan Fuller, as well as our two recently graduated students in the HR concentration, Oksana Zupritska and Donna Walters. Before we get started, I want to go over some housekeeping items. Please be aware that we'll be recording today's event. We may share the recording and presentation via email or website in the future. Your participation in this event acts as your consent to be recorded during this presentation. You can utilize the chat box below to ask any questions and they will be answered at the end of the presentation. This session will be limited to 45 minutes. If there are any additional questions at the end, there will be time that you can email me and I'll put my email in the chat box so you can email me your questions. And I'm going to be dropping down a link so that you can check into our event. But anything else? Let's get started. So Jessica, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Sunita, for kicking us off and for being here, right, at 7:30 p.m. on a Thursday. Thank you to all of my faculty colleagues, right, Sargam, Sharon, Ryan. Thank you to Oksana and Donna for being here, and of course to all of the students that are also dropping by. I know we are in the second week of class, I think it is, and so people are stressed out, running around, figuring out classes and everything. So we value the opportunity to have you here with us today. As was said, I am the chair of the department currently. I'm also a professor. I've been here for about 100 years. I teach a lot of the classes in our undergraduate major, as well as at the executive MBA level. And so I really just enjoy being around students and developing students because, you know, that's what we do in HROB, is that we grow people and we take care of people in terms of making sure that the organizations are as healthy as they can be, right? So we have just a handful of slides, but we are thinking this is going to be a relatively fluid conversation. So if you have any questions, just feel free to jump in at any point. So our concentration goes by HROB, right? So it's not HROB. It's HR for Human Resources, and its organizational behavior is the OB. And so that really addresses two sides of what we need in organizations to make sure that we take care of the people who work there. The HR side is the structure, right? So we make sure we organize our resources, the people, you know, running around doing work for us. We create policies and processes to make sure we are efficient and effective. And then the organizational behavior piece deals with the people, right? So we all act differently when we come around others than we are by ourselves. So we check out what happens, right? What's those team dynamics? What is the climate of an organization? How do we change stuff? What does it mean to have a good boss or a bad boss? And all those things. So people who graduate from the HRB concentration can really add value to any organization, right? Whether you're a corporation, whether you're government or nonprofit, because we make sure that we take care of the most important resource, right? The people. So with that sort of brief introduction, I already mentioned who I am. And so I'm also gonna give the floor to my awesome faculty colleagues so they can just do brief introductions. I did put some of the course numberings next to our names. Most of us on this screen have taught across all of these concentration courses, but we can also speak more specifically to what these are in case you're interested in them. So HROB 101 is the introductory course that people would take coming into the college, where we service the entire college. So, right, so even if we have people graduating in accountancy or finance, we need to make sure that they have some people stuff with them. And so that's what the 101 course does. So with that, Ryan, is your 2-year-old asleep already? I think, yeah.
I was muted there. Sorry about that. Yes, my 2-year-old is asleep soundly, fortunately. Thank you for that introduction to what we do in HR and OB, Dr. Bagger. I teach both Management 102, which like HROB 101 is a course that serves all students in the BSBA, as well as HROB 152, which is management skills. I enjoy teaching both classes. I get to, learn more about students, I think, through the HROB 152 class, because it's a class where we really kind of dive in and do a lot of self-knowledge, self-exploration, figure out what kind of person you are and who you want to be, and then take what you learn about yourself and then move on to being able to manage others. So you first need to be able to manage yourself in order to manage others. And so with that, I will pass the baton to Dr. Gardner.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here to try to figure out which way is up in your concentration and degree and whatever questions you might have. I have taught a number of our HROB classes and others, and love what I do and love being here, and just would like to help answer your questions and help guide you on whatever it is that you are interested in finding out this evening. That's all I got to say. If you, well, there's a little bit, I guess a little bit more is, I think that we're in some interesting times now. So I hope your first 2 weeks have gone okay, if not better. And better than you expected it to be. And just remember that you have lots of resources still available on campus, even if we're not face-to-face. So if you don't know who to reach out to us, reach out to the Office of Student Engagement, reach out to the dean. Well, the dean will give you to us, but reach out to anybody, any of your faculty. If they don't have the resources, then or they'll know where they are, they'll find them for you. So in this weird time, make sure that you know that we're here. I'm going to hand it off now to Dr. Sargam Garg to say hi.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I really loved, Sharon, how you introduced yourself in a very compassionate way. To tell you guys about myself, I've been here with Sac State for 3 years. I'm an assistant professor in the Management and Organizations Department. And I've studied HR all my life. I have like 2 master's degrees and MBA and a PhD that have all focused on HR. So there's no wonder I'm teaching HROB 151 that focuses on HR. And I think Jessica kind of talked about HROB, like organizational behavior and human resource management in a very, in a wonderful way. So in HR, we focus more on the structure, the practices, how do we manage the employees? It's more at a policy and a practice level. So we learn about different functions in HR. So that's what you will learn in HROB 151. But from the feedback that I've gotten from my students, the skills, whatever you learn here, you can apply anywhere, no matter what you do. So it's these soft skills that you learn. Even though we talk about practices, we talk about what implications does it have, what can we do better to motivate employees. So you learn about different things. You gather different skills that can be applied not only if you are pursuing a career in HR, but no matter what you do. If you work in organizations, you'll manage somebody, you'll be managed. So how do you deal with different issues that come up? So as a part of HR and OB, you learn a lot of things that you can apply in any job. So I'm very passionate about HR. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. That's all I have to say about me.
That's great. That's wonderful. Thank you. And so I'm lucky that, you know, we have people who are choosing to be here at 7:30 on a Thursday, right? But we also have other colleagues, obviously, in the department who you will meet in the classroom. So we have a relatively large department in the College of Business, right? So in the College of Business, there are 6 different departments. Management and organization is one of them. We have 11 what we call full-time faculty. It probably doesn't mean as much to a student, but that means we are here sort of for the long term. And then we also have many excellent, what we call either part-timers or lecturers who come with a lot of practitioner experience. They don't necessarily have the PhD, but they come with other experience to contribute to the classroom. So any given semester, we have 15 to 20 faculty dedicated to these courses at various levels. So clearly much bigger than this. And I also, just to brag a little bit about the department, is that they are all excellent teachers. So when we look at the student evaluations from this department, you know, they're always so high. So it's always like a competition, right? I'm never going to beat the average for management and organizations because they're always so awesome. And so we really have a bunch of passionate faculty that care about their students in the classroom. So I just wanted to add that to acknowledge that. And with that, so myself, Ryan, Sharon, and Sargam, all of us put our emails up in the chat. So please feel free to grab them so you know how to get a hold of us immediately, you know, as you have questions popping up. All right, anything before we move forward? Anything on this one? Or about us or about the department? All right, very good. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4 people are processing, moving forward. Okay, Sharon?
Are we gonna skip this one?
Skip this one? There we go.
I think we decided we'll just dive right into it.
Yes.
Because nobody has their video cameras on, so my icebreaker is not gonna work. I see Sunita down and laughing. So we have a couple of links here that we wanted to, you know, go straight into. I'm going to put them right here for you. I think this will work. There we go. So if you wanted to check them out, so I think one thing I want to ask is that we can't tell, but I'm going to assume that maybe the few of you are new to the concentration, or maybe you can put in the chat if you're new, if you're in the major, or if you're just kind of you're window shopping to decide which one is the concentration for you, to give me an idea about where you are. Okay.
And it's okay if, I was gonna say, it's okay if we don't know, you know?
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, if you don't feel that you don't want to, you don't have to do it, but it gives me an idea of what to speak to. Now in the concentration, curious about it. Okay, good. All right, so we probably have one of each of you then. Okay, well, good. So let me share first semester. Good. Well, welcome. Yes, some of you are transfers and some of you are native, what we call native students. You've been here and you were born and raised here, but that doesn't mean we don't like having our transfer students too. We love all our students. One thing you may not be aware is that about 70% of our College of Business students are transfer students. So, you know, we have plenty of people that, you know, were grown here, but we also have plenty of people that transferred here. So you're in good company. And so let me share my screen. So that first link will get you to the human resources, and well, we'll get you the human resources and organizational behavior document. And that there is a list actually on the undergraduate internal documents page that has all of our concentrate, the HRB, this OSE business administration. There's a list of all the concentrations. And so tonight's for HROB. And so one of the things, those of you that are new to the concentration or new to business, the business classes in the College of Business, is that you may not realize is everybody takes the same core. So no matter what concentration page you download, open up, everybody has to take all of these courses, the upper division major core requirements. So these are no different in the College of Business for your concentration. What's different is that in the HROB concentration, you are, and I'm hoping this is big enough. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Is that better? A little bit better. There we go. What you are, what your concentration, if you're in an HROB concentration, consists of. Oh my goodness, it's 7:30 at night, man. I can't master my tongue today. You are required to take these 4 courses, and those are the 4 that actually all of us here today have taught. HROB 151, which is
153.
Pardon me.
Not employment law.
No, yeah, not all of them. Yes, we have 151, which is basically the basics of HR, human resources. The management skills seminar 152, which puts you on the path to understanding management. We have employment law, which gives you that basics and the framework of employment law. You're not going to be a master at it; that you'll have to get a law degree for, but we'll give you the base for the HROB concentration. And then to cap it off, we have our concentration capstone, HROB 154. These are a sequence. If you, one of the things to realize on these sheets over in the right-hand side, it'll tell you what prerequisites that you have to take. So in order to take 152, you have to have taken HROB 101, and 151 is also recommended. The other essentially, you could take all 3 of these, 151, 52, and 53 in one semester. It's a heavy semester if you do, but you could. But you need to take all of them before HROB 154. So HROB 151, 52, and 53 are all prerequisites for the capstone course. The understanding is you're probably going to take HROB 154 in your last semester. So if you're just starting and you're just getting in the major, make sure that you get 151, 52, and 53 done in the next 2 semesters if you're trying to get done in the next 2 years, so that you can take 154 in your last semester. In addition to those 4 courses, you're also required to take 2 elective courses. We have some options listed here. And then there's also, you can petition and get permission from our OSE office or our department chair, Jessica Bagger. I believe you've signed these, I'm not quite sure. The petitions to take one of the following: employee benefits is great, labor economics is good, industrial psychology. You have to check over here and make sure that you take those prerequisites though, because there are prerequisites. And in addition, if there's maybe another course that you see somewhere across campus that might match our concentration as an elective, so some students don't realize they can always petition to have something as an elective, but you need to do that ahead of time and not when you're trying to take it, because if we say no, then you might be wasting your time, and we don't want that to happen. So that's
never a waste of time to take a class.
Never
might not contribute to the concentration.
There you go. It might not help with concentration. It might help with a minor if you're going to a minor.
Yeah.
So I'd love to pause here and see if there are any questions about courses to take or series or anything else. Okay, no questions.
And then there's, when sometimes we see students come through doing internships or, independent studies, and they can always be with the faculty sponsor and then having an advisor, either the chair or a faculty advisor. We have faculty advisors that look at those as well to make sure that fits.
Absolutely. And you always want to make sure that you do that. One of the things that our concentration we do not require an internship, and the internship units don't contribute towards the concentration unless you get that approval ahead of time, or that independent study approved through the Office of Student Engagement and the advising office, as well as the department chair, to make sure that you're on track. One of the things I tend to tell at these kind of things is, can I do a dual concentration is always what students ask. I want to do this, I want to do that. So the HROB concentration is a great concentration that goes with other concentrations, because it's basically this management concentration or management of human resources. So this is all great information if you ever want to be a manager anywhere. If you don't just want to be in HR, but you want to be in management. So if you are doing accounting, This would be great because you'll have a leg up on the next accountant that can't manage. In addition, any units you take contribute to your 150 units that you need to have to sit for the CPA. So if we have accountants in here too. In addition, international business is great to go along with this because you could be a management and you could maybe do managing of human resources internationally for a company that works internationally. So think about different concentrations. If you've been thinking about it, there are good opportunities to pair it up. So one other thing I wanted to point out, because I think Sunita would love me to do this, is maybe she wouldn't, maybe she would, is the second link is the new student guidebook. And we put this together with a lot of great information in it, but I'm only going to speak to, as I scroll down here, page 24, career possibilities. You probably, if you're a transfer student, you got this at orientation this past summer. If I remember correctly, Sunita, you guys give it to everybody at orientation, so you did get it. And so that sheet I just showed you is right here under business concentrations. It's just packed into one page, a lot easier to look at. So don't get nauseous. I'm going to go down here to page 24. And page 24 and page 25 has some great stuff on here on career possibilities. It's like, why would I take HROB as a concentration? And if you scroll down here, there's really a nice beginning list. This is not exhaustive. There's a lot more out there. But there's a nice list here where this concentration will be great for not only human resources, but executives, career development, labor negotiator, a management analyst, maybe even org development consultant because you're dealing with this people and the processes. Recruitment manager, it's great if you're thinking about being a small business owner and starting your own business. So there's a lot of great starts here on what can I do with an HROB concentration? What could I do with that degree? I like this to get started. And I don't, my colleagues here might have something, but I also recommend to students to go on to something like Indeed.com and look at the jobs that you want and their description and see what you have to be hired and what are the skills you need. So if you have in mind what you want to do already, great. Go on Indeed.com, find those jobs and make sure you're on the right path. If you don't know, then Indeed.com might give you some great ideas on what you want to do with your life and what you need to get, and look at those HR jobs, those management jobs, those org development jobs. There's a lot of good information. I guess I would throw it out there. Not only do you all have any questions, but also my colleagues, if you have any additions on career possibilities and want to throw on there.
I've talked a lot, so I'm gonna leave it to the rest of the room before I start again, because then
great. I think I see Sargam Garg, Dr. Garg put up SHRM.com. And also, if you want to put out, let's see, what is it? It's Sarah.com, SAHRA.org, right? That's the Sacramento Area Human Resources Association. I get them. Yep. Those are the letters.
Yep.
Sargam, don't
Right, do you want to pull up ONET? I was thinking about showing it. Do you want to pull it up and show? That's a great resourse.
Sure.
Or I can. I mean, either way.
Screen.
Don't
Mine isn't as pretty. I had it scribbled here.
There's also, if I throw it out there, is joining SHRM.org, SHRM.com and SARA.org. Join it while you're a student because it's a heck of a lot cheaper.
Sorry, Ryan, for putting you on the spot there, but I think it's a great resource.
Oh, no problem. So this is from the U.S. Department of Labor, Employment and Training Administration. And as Jessica mentioned, this is a great resource to just kind of explore occupations. And I'm not prepared to dive in to this website to show you around, but I think if you take the link, you can just kind of do a walkabout with it.
So Ryan, if you go to top right in occupation, I did it this morning just to see what came up to search.
Okay.
Right there, yeah, just search for management analyst, right? So when I was thinking about what can we do with this major or with this concentration, management analyst is one thing that comes up. And so I did that search, and so you click, so you see the different jobs that match your search. And if you click on the first one, that's management analysis, Ryan. So we see it has a bright outlook. So it's going to tell you sort of the needs of the labor market in the United States generally. And so it gives you what skills, what knowledge, what abilities you need for that management analysis, for instance. It talks about the environment in which you will be working, where you need to have great competencies, what your education needs to be, etc. So like Sharon was saying, Indeed is a job search service that's put out, by a third-party vendor. Like Ryan was saying, this is a government resource where they take information across jobs to just list those knowledge, skills, and abilities. And if I may, Ryan, if you just go back on one, click back on this side you were prior.
Okay.
Beautiful, right? Thank you. So, and I think I have my annotation here, but anyways, right? So the first one you see is management analysts. That's the one we just looked at. The next one is a human resource specialist, right? So that means that somebody who works in HR, they might specialize in training or recruitment, like was mentioned earlier, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is a great resource to just play around with stuff and see what you would need for the different jobs and the outlooks for those jobs. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem. And let me mention one other thing. I'm blanking on the name. So, but through the Career Center, there you can basically do kind of a career exploration as well. You fill out, basically a battery of different instruments, and it will tell you what sort of career profile you might want to go into as well. I'm going to look that up while we move on to
Right. Ryan, is it,
next.
I think, is it C2C, the College to Career Readiness program? There's that C2C program that out of the Career Center. Is that what you're speaking to?
That sounds like it might be, but I'll go there in just a second, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and then hand it back, and I'll put it in the chat when I find it.
I think maybe now would be a good time to hear from our alumni. Yeah.
I think I was going to ask you if there's questions, but
yeah.
I agree, right? We can go straight into our graduates, our alumni, and take questions after that. So I think they might have PowerPoint as well. So I'm just going to stop sharing here. There we go.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No. There's no thunder to be stolen. Stealth. What's the word? Yeah.
Sorry, if I could jump back on for a second. It's Focus to Career is the name of the service that the Career Center has signed up for. And like I mentioned, it's basically several instruments that you fill out that then, based on your values and your interests, match you to certain career types. And it also tells you what the requirements for those careers are. It's really very interesting and super helpful, if you really have no idea what you want to do.
And free. Once we graduate, we're going to start paying for those things.
Right.
Right. Thank you. Oksana, Donna, do you?
Yeah, I'm trying to share my slides now. So
I can see the slide. It's not in presentation view, but I can see it.
It's okay. I'm glad you still can see it. So it's like small on your side.
I can see it. I can see it. It's fine. It looks fine.
Pretty good. It looks good.
Okay, I think I will start. Hi everyone, I'm Oksana Zubritska, and so I was invited here to share my experience at Sac State. So before I will share, I would like to tell about myself and my time at Sac State. So I graduated this spring from business program with honors, and my concentration was HR because I'm passionate about HR. During my time at Sac State, I can tell I grew up as a professional and I learned more about myself. Thank you to amazing professors we have today. I got 3 scholarships and I got an award as Alum of the Year. I was also inducted in Beta Gamma Sigma community. It's International Business Honor Community. And in fall of 2019, I was representing this chapter, Beta Gamma Sigma chapter in Chicago on Global International Leadership Summit with my team. And Donna was on my team. We took together the capstone project with the Professor Jefferson. So, and we completed our HR consulting project with SMOT for their HR department. And after this project, it helped them better align their new employer orientation guidebook and their program, and would help them to tailor more their employee experience. And so I'm here today to tell about my experience at Sac State. So success starts here at Sac State, and that's true. Education is important, and knowledge about the business and HR will open many doors in your future career, as it helped me. But do you have what it takes? So here's some tips and maybe skills you need to have while your time at Sac State. First, I was thinking about advanced cognitive skills. So yes, it's how to multitask, how to manage all the project, how to work in team. My advice to get more technical, learn how to use Excel, PowerPoint, Word. It's gonna help you big time. And do not procrastinate. If you have assignment, try to start right now. Make a plan. Yes. Start small with a small step so you can accomplish earlier before the due date. I used to have different apps on my phone, and I set reminders for every project, so it helped me. Communication, internal and external self-awareness, how to get to know you better and your team member. Communication, so collaboration with others in your team. Try to spend time with different people who are different from you socially, rationally, politically. It's gonna help you so much. You will learn how to be more diverse, and you will understand their perspective more and your opinions. So it will help you to avoid some conflicts that may occur in future while working on a project. And it's again a good leadership practice. Resilience and ability to adapt. Always keep an open mind. Don't assume that everyone around you experiences the world the same as you have, and know what drives you. And I used to think not about a specific job I want to take or I want to apply after graduation, but I want to think what I want to accomplish with everything I know and with everything I know about HR. So there were some tips and the key takeaways today. Never stop learning. And if you want to stay competitive, and HR in our areas, they're always changing and evolving in a different way. And so after graduation, you will need to know how to market yourself. And attend right now all the career events, resume workshop. Sac State has a great variety of online services as well. And maximize your potential. Discover your unique talents. Of course, you have those. I remember when I was intern at SMOT, I worked in a market research department, and then I discovered that I like working with the statistical data and to be the voice of their customers. So I asked my manager to give me some assignments or to help my colleagues with the like data minings, with the survey programming. So that's why I can learn and help them. So I invested in my talent. And the last one, networking. And networking never stops, even when you have a job or a part-time job now. And Sac State, it's a great resource to network with the professors, with the faculty, and with other students as well. At Sac State, there are many business clubs, as I mentioned. It's Beta Gamma Sigma community and many others enroll. There is a good program of online mentors. And it's like app. I think you can find it on the Sac State website. And I remember that I used this option, this app frequently. And one of my Sac State mentors was actually a lady. She worked as HR manager at SMOT. So then we connected with her at SMOT. So that was nice. And the last tip, just have updated resume, LinkedIn profile, and just have a nice brief summary about yourself and professional picture. So it will indicate to the potential employees your like intentions and visibility. And the most important, you got this, Hornets, and take care of yourself and exercise and eat healthy.
Love it. Thank you. Awesome.
You forgot to drink water. You have to drink the water.
Drink water.
I thought you were going to say something else, Donna.
Oh, you're so funny. Well, I guess that kind of leads into me. So, you know, Oksana, that was such an amazing presentation. Thank you so much. It's going to actually be really hard for me to kind of follow. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a PowerPoint because my presentation style is more involved, I guess you can say, with the audience members. And so I'm a little bit nervous because I see that we're kind of shy tonight. However, this is going to be a lot less awkward if y'all could unmute yourselves, because I am going to ask lots of questions. So if you can unmute yourselves for just a moment, please and thank you. Just humor me. I see one person did, 2 people. Oh, and somebody left. I scared somebody away. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So but before we lose more people, then I'm going to kind of really introduce myself real quick, and then go into some questions for you, because I want to know more about you. So my name is Donna Walters. I also go by Basic Tack. It's my gamer name. I am heavily into esports and the gaming scene. So if you like to play online games or competitive games like esports, I am definitely the person to come and talk to. I am also active in our student government, and so I am currently with Associated Students Incorporated, which is ASI, our student government here on campus, as the Executive Vice President. I loved the College of Business so much that I couldn't leave when I graduated, so I decided to stick around to complete my MBA. So that's kind of why I'm here today. I am an alum, but I am also a current graduate student. So that's kind of a little bit about me. I want to hear from you. So tell me a little bit about what you're thinking. Are you nervous about attending, especially since it's online? What are some of your fears that you're kind of facing right now? And jump in there. Go ahead and just jump in. I want to hear it.
I'm kind of nervous since everything is online.
Okay, so is it kind of because you don't really know what to expect, or if you don't mind sharing a little bit about that, I'd love to kind of maybe point you in some direction of resources that can help with this.
You kind of don't really know what to expect, especially because I learn better in person, like in a classroom setting. It kind of just makes everything hard with everything being on Canvas and Zoom.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're not the only person that feels that way. I can guarantee that. All of our student government meetings are held virtually now, where they used to all be in person, and that is absolutely a shift. I know that you know, most of our students that are here on campus are absolutely kind of going through the same thing that you're going through. So if there's anything I can kind of do to help, you know, maybe find you a community of people, that way we can at least get you connected with other student organizations, clubs online. If you want to, you know, kind of amplify your voice, make a difference on campus, if, in the regard of like, hey, how can we start connecting people together, classroom, things of that nature. So, you know, reach out to me, and I'll put my contact information here. Actually, I'll throw it in now. And then we can kind of brainstorm some ideas if you'd like, okay? What else? Who else has some worries, anxiety that?
And Donna, can I just ask, and I know
Absolutely.
thank you. And I know Sharon put similar in that chat. I would say always keep the communication open with your professors, right? It's just better to be proactive, to ask questions, you know, than to have something fall through the cracks and then try to figure it out, right? We are all here to help and support. We understand these are just crazy times right now. We are feeling it. We are just as stressed about Zoom University that the students are. And so I would just say, keep the communication line open. We are here to support, really.
Absolutely. And you know, you said that very well, Jessica. Thank you. And if you need additional support, let's say if, you know, maybe you're not getting the results that you're hoping for when you're talking to your professor one-on-one, that's what Jessica's for. Since she's the chair of the department, so you come to her afterwards and you say, hey, Jessica, I need a little bit more help and support. What other, you know, avenues can I go to try to get my education completed? Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. And please, I put my info there, so feel free to reach out to me. Is it Kenna?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Kenna, you look like you had something. I want to hear from you.
So I've been dealing with this actually for a little while. Performance anxiety. I am very afraid of failing my classes, and I am a transfer student from City College University. This is my second semester here. I'm in the supply chain management program, and there's just a lot of fear of the unknown. I am I'm a mature student.
Oh, me too. Me too. I'm returning.
This is actually my third career.
Seasoned.
Yes. Oh, I like that more.
Yeah, I like that.
Experience.
And indeed. And so I've also taken on a little bit more. I'm minoring in anthropology because I think business needs to be balanced. So there has to be like a human element to it, which I think that could be why Professor Michael's class is resonating with me. It's only been 2 weeks of class, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm liking what I'm hearing. Although, okay, I'll be frank, I've never trusted the HR department at any company I've worked in.
Why is that? Just out of curiosity.
I've had this experience of HR is it's to protect the company from lawsuits. And anything you say is taken in confidence, but only between them and your employer. And so if you have a problem with somebody, there's just that fear of if I show any kind of weakness or anything at work or any kind of a problem at work, that it goes on my permanent record. But so it's so weird for me to be like, oh, but I'm liking what I'm learning in organizational behavior. That's really, really interesting.
That's awesome. And Kenna, I got to tell you that your story is not foreign to me. That is literally the reason why I decided to pursue this major, is because I had some really challenging times with some office politics and, my HR department from previous employers. And I said, no, enough of this. I can go in and I can do it better. And so that was my goal, is to come in. And, I took Professor Fuller's class, which was amazing, I have to say. And, I really enjoyed it because he, taught in such a way where, it's conversational, right? And it's really engaging. It's not just somebody standing there talking all the time. It's, actual conversation and getting to the root really of, some of the thoughts and processes that we have internally as well as externally, right? And so that was really cool. And then through ASI, it was neat because I got to meet Dr. Bagger over here. And, we sat on a committee together and we got to do a search committee. So to see kind of more behind the scenes of like HR with hiring and training and, things of that nature, that really gave me some hope to say like, okay, maybe it's not necessarily all about corporate protecting themselves, but at least now I'm in the position where I've got the keys, and I can like, all right, let's go ahead and make, the environment's a little bit better. So hopefully you'll find something like that too.
And I don't mean to add on to every answer, but I do want to say that some organizations have that preventative outlook when they are trying to make sure that they don't get sued, right? But today in 2020, we have a bunch of progressive organizations that understand that the organization needs to be healthy and the culture needs to be healthy and they value their people, and they use their HR department to make sure the organization is successful, not to defend from lawsuits. So there's different types of organizations out there in terms of how they actually utilize and add value through their HR department. And so there are many organizations out there that are probably a better fit. And I'm sorry that you had bad experiences. They do exist, right? But we can always, through our job search, try to self-select into organization that is a better fit and that see people as the valuable resource we are.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy to talk more about it offline. So,
Excellent. I was going to say just one other thing is that I've had both really wonderful and really, really awful experiences. I worked for the North Face. I was a clothing designer, and their HR department was just really lacking. But then I worked for another company, Ariat. I don't know if you've heard of them. They make cowboy boots. And their HR department was robust and really dedicated to educating, like doing continuing education and doing amazing things. They had lots of different people doing lots of different jobs, not just making sure we were doing our jobs.
See,
So,
and
I'm
that's
just going to
great.
leave now and to go find my North Face clothes and put them in the garbage.
recycle.
Recycle or donate something, you know. But yeah, no, I appreciate, you know, y'all sharing those stories. Thank you. And if it's okay, I'd like to maybe switch gears just a little bit and just kind of ask what you're excited about. So, you know, starting new things, it can be intimidating, it can be a little bit scary, but you know, I want to hear some of the things that you are excited, what you're hoping to get out of being an HR major.
Well,
Maybe so.
You know, I'm a supply chain management major. And I think what got me excited about this class is that there's the possibility of developing people. I'm also currently the president of Sacramento Anthropological Society at CSUS. So the being able to lead and motivate my students, and one of them brought up how do I get a job with an anthropology degree? And so I've taken it on as my personal my personal credo. This is the thing that I'm going to help them with, because I am a business major, right? I mean, I'm going to help people find jobs. So I think that it's sort of dovetailing. So we'll see what happens this semester. I may end up changing my career, but I'm also really anal retentive. So I really like the supply chain part.
Hey, I mean, you could always do both, you know. Damien, I haven't heard from you yet. Would you like to share? You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'd like to give you the opportunity.
You asked a few questions already, so which one are we going back to?
Whichever one you want to do. So either what you're excited about, what are you nervous about, I'll let you, dealer's choice.
Okay, so probably, let's see, something I'm nervous about. Probably the networking part, it being online and things like that. So I just got out of the Air Force, so I'm a vet, but during my time in the service, going overseas, I was able to volunteer in a couple orphanages and clinics in like Niger and some places in Africa. But
awesome.
I found myself really wanting to give back in some way. So I really lean more towards training and development. So I really want to help homeless youth education. So I kind of tied it like my experiences with my childhood. I kind of grew up in a broken home, and I saw what the lack of guidance can really do to someone. And I want to give, I found myself wanting to give back. I know I love kids, and I want to see kids prosper better than myself, or, have the same opportunities out there. So,
Absolutely.
So as far as the networking goes, I want to start my own nonprofit to help homeless youth education.
That's awesome.
And I'm like really anxious to meet every professor and really pick their brains, because I really want to do something for these kids. So I guess that the networking part is the part I'm nervous about, but I mean, hopefully the schools open back up, because I want to get involved in like the business clubs and stuff like that. But I guess that's the holdback is how I can kind of, I'm trying to join as many of these Zoom things you guys are offering to see like what I can find my way into meeting professors, or who can guide me on starting a business, who could help me out with a bunch of questions from all aspects.
Absolutely. And I'd like to recommend, I'm glad that you're here, first of all. There's great success in just getting onto this adventure. And I have definitely, I understand where you're coming from. I have definitely faced many, many hurdles in my life to get to where I am today. But I can tell you that Sac State has really opened up so many amazing doors for me. And I'm not just drinking the Kool-Aid, Jessica, it's really, it's true. It's true, because, being able to network with various professors and pick their brains and, seek guidance, that has really definitely turned my life around and opened up many doors. Again, student government as well. With student government, I have excellent networking opportunities. I literally get to work on projects with like President Nelson, the VP of Student Affairs, VP of Academic Affairs, all of the high level executives. I'm constantly working on projects with various departments. Again, with Jessica Bagger, we did a search committee for an associate dean together. And so that was just such a cool experience to be able to do things like that and really get a peek in. So those are excellent networking opportunities. Somebody put in the chat, Carlson Center as well. Looks like Sharon. And so, you know, Carlson Center is phenomenal for entrepreneurs. So anybody that wants to start up their own business, I can certainly connect you with the director over there, and then they can give you, you know, some tips and tricks and invite you to some other sessions. So shoot me an email, and then I'll connect you with their center. And then yes, we also have the Small Business Development Center. That one's within the College of Business, I believe. You know, so they can always help.
I think, Roxy, you might have been talking about this, the SBDC downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but there's also one for the College of Business too.
And yeah, that one is a little different in that we have some resources that we can offer you, Damien, and I'm the faculty coordinator for that. So you got lucky, I'm here on that. But we match up clients in the community with faculty-led student assistance. So we don't necessarily help start businesses. We help businesses get student, basically in your class. Some of the classes will do free consulting for these clients, but you get to actually do consulting for these clients with your learning. So it's really exciting for not only our clients and help our community businesses, but we help our students with their learning. That's really what the goal is to actually have live cases in which to learn.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gardner. I appreciate
Welcome,
that.
sorry.
No, don't apologize. I love it. I connected with Dr. Gardner via email only, so this is the first time I actually get to see the face-to-face, but we were talking a little bit about—
Not a good hair day today.
You're totally good. You got the beautiful Sac State background, and you know—
This is better. This is better.
But yeah, you know, I mean, there's so many different available resources. So, you know, absolutely, please reach out. I can, you know, definitely, I am here to represent the student voice. So any kind of questions, concerns that you have, Heaven, you know, you were saying that, you know, you're worried about some, you know, online learning and how to really kind of start that way. You know, I can certainly point you into good directions and departments that can help support you with that as well. And then Damien, again, you know, shoot me an email. I'll connect you with the department or with various departments, and then also the Carlson Center. And then kind of, you know, I'm also happy to help, you know, connect you with, you know, various resources and things as well. Cause, you know, as a returning student myself, you know, my dad was kind enough to remind me that I'm middle-aged now. So I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad. You know, I didn't need to hear that. You know, but, you know, I'm there. I've been there. So I totally get it. Tatiana, you know, you're on mute, so I don't want to put you on the spot. If you don't want to talk, that's totally cool. But I want to give you the availability to do so as well, if you so choose. If not, you can just type pass or just not say anything, and we'll move on.
Oh no, I'm here.
Awesome. Welcome. So tell me some of your thoughts. Any anxiety, anything you're excited about? Tell me a little bit.
Well, this is my last semester, so
ooh, congratulations.
And I've been with you in 154.
Yeah,
I thought so, but I didn't see your face. I was like, all right, Tatiana, I know.
I'm not ready to show my face right now.
That's
sorry.
That you're told. You don't have to apologize.
Well, yeah, anxieties with everything that's going on around us with COVID and everything. And I agree with Damien, networking, it's one of the biggest challenges right now due to, I have 4 kids. So with kids being home and can't really work right now, but just want to get my feet wet at this point. So if you have any suggestions of what I can do, like maybe a part-time, maybe internship, or, you know, stuff like that.
Absolutely. So the Career Center is, well, first, let me say my condolences for the four, you know, learning at home kid model. I have 1 and I'm barely surviving over here. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm taking like 30 units this semester. So.
Yes, it's very interesting. Yeah. So if you ever need some support, you can always reach out to me just for a listening ear. We do have a parent group, so Sac State Parent Group. I can't remember the name exactly of the group itself, but they are, you know, cater specifically to Sac State students who are parents, and then they can also help provide support for, you know, parents that are distance learning, and et cetera. And then there was there was something else I was going to say. I can't remember. I totally forgot it. Remind me of what you were asking first, please. For the support.
Well, for the internships, I tried to find something, but there's nothing available this semester, or maybe I'm missing something, or I'm not looking I'm not in the right direction.
Perfect.
I'm gonna have
Nope.
some suggestions for you. Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, it's good to say that there's, I see people are posting some links here in the chat. So the student parent resources, so that's there for you. CBA internships and business job board is there as well. So you can definitely check that out. You can also go online to Handshake. Handshake has a bunch of various, positions that are opening up right now. And then you can also talk to the Career Center. The Career Center has a really good pulse on, what jobs are available, what internships might be available, things of that nature. So, certainly check those out. Oksana, please go ahead.
Yep, and also university enterprise. I remember I was a part-time student, and they have lots of opportunities to work for the state. So they have a part-time and a full-time, and I know they do post jobs. And my friend, she found a job through the university enterprise. And I know they have a campus on Sac State as well. And also I know that SMART, they hire students online. They have a virtual online summer internships, and they hire every fall and every spring. So just apply. There's some opportunities, not maybe too many of those comparison to last year, but still there are some.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. So I want to be cognizant of everybody's time because we're kind of wrapping up here, I think, on the time that we've scheduled for. So I'd like to hand it back over to Dr. Bagger. Again, here, I'll put my info here again. If you want to reach out to me, please, I do encourage you to do so. Even if it's just to send me funny memes, I'm totally cool with that as well. I love memes. So just, chat, say hi, I don't care.
And before you wrap it up, just to let everybody, y'all know, is once we close it out, the chat might not be there. If you've hit save chat, or if you want to highlight it and right click, copy and paste it with all the links, I would do that now.
Ooh, great point. Thank you.
You want to tell them how to save the chat if they don't know?
If you're not a host, can you do it? But if you open up the chat and you look on the far right at the bottom next to the word file, there's 3 dots. If you click on the 3 dots, you can click save chat, and it'll save it in one of your temp folders, I think. Unless you're on your cell phone, then I don't know if that works.
And what I'll do too is I'll go ahead and save chat on my computer as well. So if you email me because you can't figure it out, I'll just shoot it over your direction too. That way you have record. It was very nice meeting all of you. So thank you very much. And then Jessica, I'll give it back to you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much, Oksana. Thank to all the students that are participating. We really don't have anything else. I'm happy to ask Ryan, Sargam, or Sharon if they have anything else you'd like to add, or open it up to questions, additional questions.
I think they're all drinking from the fire hose right now. So
right.
I don't want to add to it.
Yep. So I will be hanging out here for a few more minutes. If you think of a question, but lots of resources been covered today. You have faculty, you have prior students, you have all the resources in the chat. Sanita was here, telling us about the Office of Student Engagement, which is a resource within the College of Business. So thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for entertaining us with questions and thoughts. And we're here to help you.
Thanks all.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, thank you, Professor Garg. I'm in your class. Just wanted to say hi, putting that out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Excellent. See y'all. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Hey.
All right. Good night.
Bye. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
All right,
Of course.
bye.
Thank you.
Love your glasses.
Oh, thank you. Now these are Warby Parker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll send you the link.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you for all for coming.
Bye.
Thank you so much.